Okay, when we finished making sausages the other day and we were putting the machine away, we noticed that there was grease weeping out of this area, smearing on the outside of it. So, decided to take it apart and see what's going on inside, because grease should not be on the outside of the machine. And if grease doesn't go where it's supposed to, you can burn things out. So, we're going to pull this apart and take a look inside. That's not where the grease is supposed to be. In here, we can see it's smeared. It's been flung and smeared all over the inside of the cover, so. But we still have grease on the gears, which is where it's supposed to be. So I think at this point we will take this all apart, wipe down this area here, wash the grease off everything else, since we're using it to prepare food. I'm not going to use any solvents on it. It's purely going to be soap and water. Mostly because, you know, solvents contain some solvents can contain some pretty ugly stuff, and you don't necessarily want a chance at getting into your food. In any case, so now we're going to be off to the kitchen to wash this stuff up. Another small part, little washer there. And we'll just wipe down the inside of this piece, because I really don't think we have to remove it from the motor. And yeah, there is a lot of grease. I suspect at the factory they just put a glob of grease on the gears, and it took a few years for it to work its way out to the outside of the machine. Okay, that's about all the grease I can get out of that part. Now we're just going to wipe the gears down to remove the excess. Now I suspect you could lubricate these with vegetable oil or olive oil or something like that, but we happen to get a container of food grade grease. And frankly, I never knew that such a thing existed, but apparently it does. And we will be using that to relubricate when it's time to reassemble. Okay, like I said earlier, we're just using hot soapy water. Now everything's dried up and we're ready to reassemble it. And I'm going to open a can of food grade grease, which was provided to us. Okay, and before we pack it up and put it away for the year, I think it'd be a good idea to turn it on and let it run for a couple of minutes, just to,
What are the two screws for?
these nuts go on the
yes, I know what they
front.
are.
We keep them on the studs where they belong, so they don't get lost.
That's right.
And that's what we use to attach the attachment.
Yes, yes,
Are we ready?
we're ready.
The motor.
Okay.
So I'm not going to, if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Like I said, it sounds as the way it always has sounded, so.
Yep. And usually when these motors start to go away, you can smell them. They will make noise.
Yeah, none of
They let
that.
you know they're sick, and in this case, it is not sick. So.
Okay, yeah, it was just that grease weeping that you didn't like.
Yeah, but mostly because I didn't know where it was coming from.
Okay,
If I knew what was inside of the machine, I probably would have just wiped down the outside and left it.
okay.
But since we've got it apart already, we may as well clean it up.
So now you wipe the inside of it too.
Yeah, it's all pretty good now.
All right, thank you very much, Mark. Yeah, now it's time to put it away until the next season.
Yep,
Okay, I guess you can pack up your tools and I'll pack up the machine.
sounds good to me.
Thank you very much.
Anytime. Thank you.
And this grease, I take it can come in quite useful, handy for you.
We'll keep
perhaps?
it. We'll keep it. Never know when you're gonna need something like that.
Okay.